don't want to make fun of just the Catholics. How about the Mormons? Those are some crazy sons of bitches, right? Oh my God, they make Scientologists look sane, for heaven's sake. There's a bunch of shit about Mormons we can talk about, but I'm running out of time. Here's the one thing. You know anything about Mormonism? Here's my favorite thing about... Oh, what? Oh, look out! Jesus Christ! It's the ghost of Joseph Smith coming at me! Oh, heathen God, you'll not have it. No waffles for you in the morning. You'll be stricken dead in the middle of the night with a picture of Moe. That was kind of creepy, don't you think? Maybe I shouldn't do this next story. Oh, fuck it, let's do it! You know what? Oh, the Mormons are completely crazy. Never mind the bicycles and the short sleeve shirts and the ties. And the black people are marked by Satan and all this other crazy made up shit and go to another planet and all this cockamamie crap you have to be whacked out in the goofballs to believe. But here's how you know the religion is completely crazy. They believe that Native Americans are descended from...
Jews.
Who?
Jews.
Jews! They believe that Native Americans are descended because they look so similar, first off, right? That's why so many Native Americans are in show business. No, they believe that people came from Israel, or this part of the country, of the world, 4,000, 3,000 years ago on El Al, I suppose. How did you get across the Atlantic? And so, it's complete bullshit, obviously, and fairy tales made up for morons. But here's the deal. Genealogists have proven it false, of course, completely. But you don't even need any of that. You know how you need to know how it's completely false? Anybody have an idea? If Native Americans were descended from Jews, would they have sold Manhattan for $19? Absolutely not. They wouldn't. I feel I'm losing you with the ethnic humor. Oh, Sacramento, but it's exchanging glances. Well, Mo's right. I don't like to go on the road anymore to Vegas or Reno, Las Vegas, retarded little sister. I can't be involved. Vegas, oh my God, I used to go to Vegas. Comics, as a young man, I thought, well, that's the place to play, right? The Rat Pack played there. Oh my God, Vegas, have you been? Vegas is just, Vegas used to be what? Booze, strippers, and gambling. Like, anybody who's over the age of 40 or 45 knows Vegas was booze, strippers. You young kids today don't know. There was booze, strippers, and gambling. And apparently about 15 years ago, some marketing genius looked it over and said, booze, strippers, and gambling? You know what's missing? Children! Let's put up some amusement parks for the kiddies. No, that's why we went there, to get away from your shitty little kids, for heaven's sake, right? I don't get to go to Disneyland and fuck up your party, do I? With my buddy in a headlock and a bottle of bourbon, you know, 4 o'clock on Main Street, yelling obscenities at Snow White. Hey, why don't you get your ass down here, you little monkey? I'll show you Fantasyland. Get your ass down here. I don't get to do that again. You know, funniest laugh I ever heard. Terrible. Vegas is taking a hit from the economy and also the poor Siegfried and Roy. Those poor guys, huh? Siegfried, people say to me, Johnny, comedy is a tough job. I could never do comedy. Is that a scary job? No, lion tamer. That's a fucking scary job. Never once in my career have I been drug off stage by a wild animal, for Christ's sake, you know? That's a shitty night in entertainment. Ow, ow, off, kitty, off, ow, off, off, ow, thank you, off, off, ow. Photos in the lobby later, off, off, ow. Buy our DVD, off, ow. Someone told me that, how did that happen, do you think? Someone said to me once, how do you think that happened? Ever have anybody ask you a question and the answer is in the question? How did, why? Why, who, how, why? Why do you think that animal from the jungle, that 2,000-pound tiger, wild animal of prey from the jungle, attacked that moving man in the sparkly vest? Why, who, how, why? Dooby dooby doo. Get out of the sketch, Frank. There've been enough sketches. Someone said, well, you shouldn't make fun of that. That was a tragedy. It's a tragedy. That's not a tragedy. It's, it's a sad thing. I wish it didn't happen. But it's not a tragedy. Is like a bus going to Tahoe in the winter with a bunch of old folks in there, seniors going up to do some gambling, and it spins out on the snow and down the ravine, and people are killed or injured. That, my friends, the bus accident in Tahoe is a tragedy. Now, a guy is poking a tiger in the face with a stick. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, Frau Kitty? attacks him? That is not a tragedy, that is a consequence. All right, God bless Moe Bettermann, the Canellises, the Bill Ironsides, and Matt, and Mr. Rizzo. Where are you going? Come back here. We got 3 more hours.
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Steele, put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Moe Bettermann, why in God's sakes do you take 10 years off? This is the funniest show I have seen in my life. Is this the funniest show? I mean, oh my God. Jay Leno sucks. This is a great... Jay Leno sucks. Hey, what's he sucks. This is a great show. Hilarious. The talent here is incredible.
Well, that's because you bring it.
Get out of here, Mo.
Another hand for Johnny Steele, ladies and gentlemen. You have to feel real many to see this guy anywhere else.
You saved my life, though. That's completely true. I told my wife knows it that I just hated the punchline. The only reason I took the punchline at the How About Art Mall, oh my God, was that on Wednesday nights we would race. I would ask the manager, what's the short? I was one of the only comics to do this. What's the shortest set I can do here? They're like, well, you're contractually minimum. You could do an hour, but you're 40 minutes minimum. I'm like, okay, light me at 38. And I saw, sweet Jesus, the light came on at 38. I was down the stairs ahead of the escalating pickup trucks and down here to the Moe show every Wednesday that I worked in town. This was just the funniest thing. And the Flying Monkeys, what happened to Flying Monkeys?
Flying Monkey, next time, Flying Monkey.
And the poetry dance, remember the beat poet dancers?
The beat poet dancers, exactly.
This was the greatest show.
Hit the Clown, there's a whole list of characters.
Oh my God, it was the greatest show. You guys should not take 10 years off between shows.
Well, perhaps we won't.
Yeah. Patch it up. Patch it up with Mr. Canellis. I know there was a problem. He said the colors had ruined the sound, and you said, go eat some spanakopita, you Greek motherfucker. And I know, yeah, that's what happened. And
that's not what happened.
Okay, well,
that's not what happened.
Moderately humorous, but...
and I see Mr. K is giving me that eye.
Is he here? I love this.
Did you say that, Moe Bettermann? I said no.
This is the greatest. When I used to work at the Punchline, they were always like, they were the squarest dudes on it. They were wearing like fucking mullets into the 1999s. And they're like, we're going to America Live, dude. They got hella different clubs and shit in one building. And they would go down there and there was like inbreeding and then country and then karaoke and then, not that there's anything wrong with that, Mr. Karaoke. And so, but we would come here and see the Moe show, and it was heavenly.
A real comedy for real people.
It was heavenly down here. Not that this wasn't fun, but this was. I always like to come on when half the audience is left. That's sort of what I like. Because you're stuck with the real troopers. Go home. Where? Good babies at home or some shit. But these people, they stay because they're intoxicated and have no lives. But I don't care.
That's my bread and butter. So, Johnny, you're working on a one-man show.
For like 9 years since Howard Stern stole my job. That's when I was. I did a radio show in San Francisco for a couple of years, and Howard Stern stole my job. We got bought out by CBS Radio, and they came in, and Howard Stern took. And I did a TV show for 3 years, with former Sacramento newscaster Susan Blake. Remember Susan Blake?
I do. Yeah.
Susan Blake. Anybody over 40 should remember Susan. Yeah, she was a newscaster.
Yeah,
Susan?
she was.
She was big cable. She went to, when we were Channel 4, which was an NBC affiliate in San Francisco, and then they had a sister station that was a cable station. And we did a show there for like 3 years. Everybody from Spike Lee and, Willie Brown and lots of black people. No, I don't know why they came to mind. But, what was her name? Annie Leibovitz. That was one of my favorite interviews. The famous feminist, lesbian, angry, large, bench pressing photographer. And she had a book called Women. Mm-hmm. Remember this? She went across the country and she photographed women of all sorts of different lines of work. And so I did the interview with her. I said, hi, welcome back to the show. Johnny Steele here, and I'm here with Annie Leibovitz. Annie, I got a copy of your book, Women. Beautiful book, coffee table, $100, available at your store. I'm kind of disappointed because no phone numbers. How am I going to meet these hot biscuits? Absolutely, what I said to Annie Leibovitz, the lead photographer from Vogue. The funny thing is, she thought it was so edgy and ballsy and irreverent that after she took me out of the Half Nelson, we became kind of pals. And then she took a bunch of pictures. She took 3. She said, "I want to take pictures of you." She had only a Polaroid, and she took 3 pictures of me in a fountain in front of the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco. And afterward, I went back to Channel 4, and someone said, "You got her to sign them, didn't you?" And I said, "No, why?" They go, "Those will be worth thousands one day if she signed them." Wah, 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 wah. Another shitty career move. I got it.